You've got to shove your Game of Thrones up your
We're talking about the dragons, we're talking about Mustafi.
I'm going to party with him and then punch him.
Look, crunchy.
Hello and welcome back to Dream Team Coach TV. I'm Sean Cook. Now we've had two first team regulars back in the studio today from injury, Andy Taylor and Sean Burke. How are we doing, gents?
It's good to be back, it's good to be back.
In black for the morning of
That's
Arsenal
right.
Champions League hopes, I see.
Oh, you've got me there. Very quick.
And they're of course joined by the man with the most minutes under his belt this season, Dream Team Coach Nick Elliott. We have to start, of course, with the game at Anfield on Tuesday night. Was that a better comeback than Istanbul, do we think, gents?
Yeah, I think so. More resounding, more goals, probably a worse team. Well, I don't know about worse team, but I mean, they had some of their best players missing, so although Barcelona, you know, also played their part in the bottling.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got to shove your Game of Thrones up your because that last night was the best entertainment I've watched in some time. Because I think a lot of people going in on Liverpool, aren't they? No one really wants them to win other than Liverpool fans. But I am just an English football fan when it comes to European competitions, and I loved it, mate. Every goal that went in, I was celebrating. It's brilliant.
I like Liverpool. I don't get the Liverpool hate, but I'm not one of those guys that are like, I support all English teams in Europe. Don't get that.
Why?
No.
Because you spend all your week absolutely hating them, detesting them, and then all of a sudden it comes to Wednesday and it's like, actually I want them to win now. Comes down the weekend again, oh, I can't stand this lot, I can't stand this lot, I hate them. Oh, hang on, oh, they're playing away in Spain. Bloody, come on the lads, come on. I don't think it's as good as Istanbul though, because they had twice the time for a start, because obviously they turned around in one half, and I think that was not at home, they didn't have home advantage, the sort of Anfield factor, and I thought that at the time Milan were a better team than Liverpool, but this Liverpool team are better than Barcelona.
So were Liverpool just lucky that Barca were off it, or did they thoroughly deserve that?
I think the early goal definitely got in their heads. Once that happened, you can see them. It's just a classic thing. Their heads go down. They start to think, oh, maybe they can actually do this.
It seems like it's something to do with, like, you know, they're still about magical European nights at Anfield, and I kind of thought maybe that's been like exaggerated, but it did sort of definitely feel like that, and that people were like, do you know what I mean? Doing things they don't usually do. Like Henderson did a roulette at one point, like Zidane. I was like, I've never seen him do that. And like that hold to the corner. It was all these things that's like, it doesn't feel like a normal game of football.
Yeah. Was that corner pre-planned, do we think? Was that a...
Apparently it was. I was reading today that they were told, the match analysts had noticed that Barcelona were like dawdling around
falling asleep,
at set pieces. So they were told to get him quick, which means that ball boy gets an assist.
They
should give him one in the official column.
So in my opinion though, I think Barcelona absolutely lost it. I know that Liverpool played well, but the absolute arrogance that Barca turned up there thinking they could just swag around the place, and well, I mean, I don't know whether it's true, but we were looking at that Vidal quote earlier and he was saying that if we lose this game, I'm going to chop my off. He was that confident. It's probably not true.
I think what we said on the show last week, that Messi knew that Dembele miss in the first leg was really important.
Yeah.
I think they do lack a leader. Like Puyol wouldn't have let that happen. Whereas like guys like PK and Busquets have played a lot of games, but they don't strike me as the same kind of like grab you by the throat. This doesn't slip.
If they go on to lose the final, that will count for nothing, won't it? Surely.
What's the point in anything?
And on that though,
I know I do remember you clearly saying that Liverpool are the bottlers, and that was far from a bottle last night.
well, we'll see.
Well, when they play Ajax in the final. Oh,
there it is. So we're filming this on Wednesday. The Ajax Spurs game, of course, tonight. Who do we think Spurs is going to reach the final?
I think it's going to be Ajax. My tip. I mean, that's what I'd like to see happen.
I mean, I'm wary of saying anything because this goes out after the game.
I don't think we've ever got a prediction right either. Every time we slag a team off, they always do well. So I'm going to slag Ajax off, and then hopefully they'll win.
Someone's going to be right.
Do either of them stand a chance against Liverpool in the final?
I don't think so. I think Liverpool will win.
I am very worried if we get there.
Yeah.
I don't think I could watch a game
Really?
between Spurs and Liverpool on that stage.
I think the prospect of a Spurs-Liverpool final in Madrid is pretty mouth-watering.
Huge, tasty.
Again, we have no idea. We're saying this now. Spurs could have run them off the park.
Well, exactly. But at least Son's well rested now, so
that's
should be all right.
Yeah.
No, come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Wow. If you cut back to the first episode we ever did, I don't think I'd hear you saying that now.
No, my problem's never been with Spurs, the team.
Spurs
It's
fans,
been
isn't
fans like yourself who are laughing right now at the prospect of winning that tie.
No, you only hate Spurs on the weekends, but midweek abroad.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're representing, we're representing the flag, though. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
Manchester United and Arsenal have missed out on the top 4 embarrassingly last weekend. Fergie and Wenger met up for a nice glass of red. What do you think they'd have to say about the current state of their two teams?
Oh, I don't know. I think they'd be very disappointed. I was always going to say, they'd probably be like, got out of there just in time. But the thing is, the collapse has happened pretty much after they've both left.
Course, yeah. Nick, your thoughts on the Arsenal-Man United troubles?
Well, Arsenal are like Game of Thrones.
Okay,
Right?
I'm listening.
Hear me out here.
I'm listening.
So up front, Lacazette and Aubameyang, that was series 1 to 4. Fantastic, excellent. Just you can't ask for much more. At the back, it's this last series we're in now.
Yeah.
The timing's all wrong. Do you know what I mean? They're all rushed unnecessarily. That's an absolute shambles.
See, I don't watch
Didn't
Game
rate
of
it.
Thrones. But I've been walking into the office every Monday and be like, how about them telly dragons, mate?
Did you not think it was all a bit bang average, though?
Are we
Why
talking
is that?
about football or Game of Thrones?
Both, mate. We're talking about the dragons. We're talking about Mustafi.
The telly dragons. That's
It's
what
a
I'm-
metaphor.
You did a spoiler the other day, and one of my mates watches this, and he's not actually through half the episode.
Oh.
And he literally messaged me saying, Nick's just spoiled the whole of Game of Thrones for me. Can you tell him to have a word?
Sorry, that is,
so
yeah.
be careful with the
To be
spoilers,
fair, you
yeah?
wouldn't expect to find a Game of Thrones spoiler watching this.
No,
so,
No, you
yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Fergie would be disappointed because Fergie did great things with, in hindsight, not great teams in terms of like the individuals. Like remember that 8-2 game when they beat Arsenal.
Yes.
That Fergie did that with Smalling, Jones, Young. I know they're all younger, but the same like Cleverley midfield and all that kind of stuff. And he's done that, Champions League games with makeshift things. He beat Arsenal in the FA Cup with Raphael and Fabio and O'Shea all in midfield. Like he knows how to get the best out of people.
Yeah. Arsenal and Man United are just genuinely making me just bored. Like, I don't want to watch a United game anymore because it's just the same every single week. It's like a bunch of very talented individuals that are not performing, and every week we ask the same questions: why they're not performing, why they're not performing? Because they don't have the right attitude towards these games. Is anyone here inspired to watch a United game?
No,
Never.
I agree. Yeah.
It's just dross. Like,
Yeah.
and if it was Mourinho in charge, we'd still be saying it was football. Well, did you see that Poch was a bit
gonna
on the
say,
fence
yeah.
the other day about saying
Bizarre
if he wins
quote.
Champions League, he might be
just
off.
leave.
On that subject there, if you were a player this summer being chased by Spurs and United, who do you choose out of the two? What's the more attractive package?
Spurs, 100%.
I mean, if you want to play Champions League football straight away, yeah, probably Spurs.
But I mean, both teams are not going to win anything, with all respect. But at least Spurs celebrate the mediocrity. And United hate it, don't they?
So on last week's show, we spoke a bit about Leeds and Bielsa.
Dirty Leeds. Dirty Leeds.
Well,
Leeds
Destiny has brought Leeds and Derby together in the Championship playoff semi-finals.
Go on, you Rams.
How will Bielsa prepare for this one, do we think, Nick?
Won't have to do much considering we beat them home and away in the league comfortably. So probably just the same again.
No Spygate Volume 2.
Mate, you've absolutely bottled it though, haven't you? With all respect. You've absolutely
We've been poor. I mean,
caved
we
in.
lost to Ipswich.
Ipswich and Wigan.
Yeah.
Ipswich are already down as well. Do you think Ipswich were motivated by the fact Bielsa can't say Ipswich?
Yeah, possibly. They probably felt disrespected.
Yeah. So there you go. Harry and Meghan welcomed a baby boy into the world on Monday. If you had to name a baby after a footballer, who would we go for?
It'd be pretty straightforward. I just name him Henry, which still seems like a normal name at first glance, but it's obviously a little hat tip to Thierry Henry.
You'd insist on it and pronouncing it Henry.
Henry Burke? No, Henry Burke. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, maybe Luciano after Luciano Becchio.
Luciano Elliott.
Exactly. Well, in this day and age, you can name your kid anything.
Exactly.
can't you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
Andy?
I honestly don't care about...
Doherty Taylor.
I just don't care about royal... Who actually cares about royal babies?
Nuno Taylor.
Got 3 names though, it could be.
Go on.
Trent, Alexander, or Arnold.
So we won't be seeing any Nuno Taylors anytime soon.
Nah. My girlfriend's Irish, so it'd probably be
You've got to have,
Podraig or something.
Or Sheen.
you've got to have sex before having a kid. as well.
Yeah, that's
Good
true.
point.
It's
Yeah.
the
Very
first
good
hurdle,
point.
one step at a time.
Yeah. I'll let you know what it's like.
So every week we ask our panel to create a football meme. We post them on the Dream Team Instagram page, and you guys decide which one is the best. Let's see what we've got this week. First up is Andy.
Yes.
Talk us through this one.
Like it. I mean, obviously I was making that in the midst of Man City's win.
And before last night.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday night.
But it's still not incorrect though, because they were Champions League semi-finalists when I made the meme.
It did trigger a lot of our followers.
Yeah,
it did.
That's what it's. That's
It
what
did the
memes are
job.
there for.
It did the job.
Yeah.
Next up, Nick, you weren't around yesterday to make your meme, so I did a shared one between Nick and myself.
Nick. Big time Nick.
What do you think?
I like that one.
I'm not happy with
that
it.
one.
I knew he'd say that.
But I was a big fan of Warnock going like, that was so
was
surreal.
amazing.
What was
wasn't
that? Honestly,
It's amazing.
I don't know. It was
Bizarre.
whatever it was the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah. Sean, your meme is up next.
Yep. You know,
Ooh, stock photo vibes.
Big time, big time. Yeah,
Dirty watermark.
I rushed
innit?
this one out yesterday, but I was looking around the stock photos, normally where I start. Hadn't seen this one before. You know me, I'm like Arsene Wenger, I like bringing in new talent. I gave it a chance.
Although not much of Wenger's talent paid off though, so it doesn't hold much hope.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
Speaking
about?
of which, let's get on to the results and see who had the most likes. In third place was Sean Burke. I think the dirty watermark
Okay,
went
what?
against you. to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
I
That's
could
the
be
only
on
one
for
I could
back to
find.
back.
In second
No, I
place
won last week.
was me and Nick.
Yeah.
Which means this week's Meme Supreme is Andy Taylor.
What can I say, boys?
You've-
It's
Is
a
that your
complete
first?
turnaround.
You've come
No,
on
it's my
leaps and
second.
bounds.
Second.
I think
All
I've
right,
finished
second.
first the last 3 weeks now.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
just, it's 2 wins for you, but there is an asterisk there because you only win when I can't be bothered to do it.
Oh,
Crying out loud.
wow. Now, looking ahead, the only thing left to decide on the last day of the Premier League season is who will be crowned champions. Just a little thing. Which team has the toughest game, do we think? Is City or Liverpool?
Well, annoyingly, yeah.
City it is.
I mean, come on. It's going to be a hard game for them. Have you seen us against the top 6 this year?
What I've been really enjoying about the title race is all the Liverpool Twitter accounts changing their profile pictures week on week. So they went to Ashley Barnes. They're like, yes, Ashley Barnes is going to do it, do a job for us. Then he was like, oh, Vardy, come on, Vardy, you're going to do it. And now they've all switched to Glenn Murray for the last game of the season. I'm really enjoying that.
Quick word on Vincent Kompany there. He scored that, thunder bastard, if we can call it that, against Leicester on Monday night. Has he been the most important player for City the last 10 years or so?
I went to City early in the season you came with me.
I did,
Football Frontlines, you've probably seen it on our Instagram or Facebook. And we interviewed all those City fans and we asked them who has been the most important player, and they all said Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
So I think we can all agree that maybe Silva, Aguero, Yaya have all maybe a bit more talented.
Yeah,
I'd
all
say,
modern
but-
legends as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the Company, it's more like his influence and his leadership, and he gives them a bit of identity. Because if you're that team where you just spend loads of money and you get loads of superstars in, you can lack a bit of identity. But Company has given them that sort of leadership figure to band around.
Let's see our teams for the final weekender of the season. Try not to get too emotional. This is hard time for us all. Sean, let's see what you've got for us.
Yeah. Pogba, I kind of rolled the dice. I was like, last game of the season, it doesn't matter. That seems like the kind of game where he'll definitely show up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Could it be his last game for Man United?
Potentially, yeah. So, go out with a bang and maybe actually try for one.
I would have really backed that because they've got Cardiff, but bear in mind what they did against Huddersfield last week.
Yeah, also
put me off a bit.
Yeah. So
On that
figured-
subject, do we think this is Pogba's last game? It could be his last game for Man United.
I hope so, man.
Yeah?
Get rid of him. He's just not bringing anything
Yeah.
to the Premier League, is he? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And you're right, though. He's going to turn up in a game that doesn't
matter. Yeah.
That is perfect. That's made for Pogba.
And Nick's team next up, you've gone for Zaha. Where do you think he'll be playing next season?
Good question. Could easily be his last game, but I thought that maybe that might be a factor. If it is, he's been a loyal servant for Palace anyway, so you want to give him put a
Good
maximum
send-off.
effort at the end. Good send off, yeah.
I like that.
Finally, let's take a peek at Andy's team. You've also gone very City heavy and Pogba as well.
Yeah, it was. I said just Pogba is going to turn up in a game that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No Matt Doherty, you feeling okay?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I would be a madman if I thought that we were going to keep a clean sheet at Anfield. But that's why I've gone Salah, just because if someone is going to win the title for them, it looks like it's made for Salah.
So for this week's Punch Play Party, we're going with the 3 players with the most goals from direct free kicks this season. Ruben Neves, James Maddison, and it says the mighty Granit Xhaka, just Granit Xhaka. What do we think?
I would definitely punch Xhaka among with many other Arsenal players after that performance last week. So that one's pretty easy. The other two, I don't know, I'm kind of torn. I'd probably play with Maddison right now because although Neves started out pretty strong, Maddison just won, I think, Leicester's player of the year or young player of the year.
He's a baller, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
looking very promising. So I guess I'd have to party with Neves, go up to Wolves, see what it's like. Andy, any tips? Send them my way.
Yeah.
Sound.
Nick, punch, play, party.
I'm going to punch Maddison.
Wow.
I've just heard he's a bit of a maybe he's changed his ways. Great player, but yeah, that's what I've heard. So.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to play with Neves just because I think he's the best of those three.
Okay.
Agreed, Andy, or you're more of a Madison guy?
It's just close, you know. I think they could both have really good careers.
And then after party with Xhaka, I'm not looking forward to it. To be honest.
Who would?
Maybe surprise me. He's got a kind of like bit of a reckless side, which suggests he could be a bit good value anyway.
Yeah. Andy,
Well,
punch, play, party.
you've changed my opinion because now I know Madison's. I want to party with him. I'm going to do a punch, play, party first, then, and I'm going to party with him and then punch him as well.
Wow,
when he does
okay.
that, when he starts being big time, I'll punch him as well. So that means that I can get rid of Xhaka altogether. Am I allowed to do that?
And then like what Emery should do this summer.
Yeah,
right?
so I can just play with Neves.
There we go. Now, for my favourite part of the show, we're going to reveal how we did in last week's Weekender. Andy and Sean weren't here last week, so we dragged Jack Townsend back into the studio to find out his forfeit fate.
What team's
club
this?
is that?
It's from the 90s, I reckon.
You can tell that, mate.
So, I can reveal today's loser will be facing an eating challenge this week. We have to eat a tablespoon of cat food.
Nice.
I suggest you have to eat it like a cat as well. Like.
Oh, God.
Christ! Wow. That is a vision I never want to see again.
Oh, no, go on, do that again.
So, it could be Jack, Nick, or myself. So, in no particular order. Nick, your team got 32 points.
Whoa.
A pretty strong week.
Trent balling out.
Yeah.
Trent with his assist, Hazard bossing it, goal for Aubameyang.
Right, I got...
That's not too bad, you know.
I mean, I got stitched up massively by Hong-Min Son deciding to get sent off. Jack, you need 29 points to avoid. Come on. Oh, it's so going to be me, isn't it? So, here we go. Jack, your team.
The tension's unbearable.
I want to see.
Wow.
You smashed it.
Wow. Glenn Murray popping up with one as well.
Glenn Murray scoring against Arsenal.
I've been stitched up massively here. 2 weeks on the trot, been eligible. I've never seen once Rory do it. So, it's forfeit time. I have to do a spoonful of cat food.
Good cat food, yeah.
Oh,
the cat.
Sake.
Oh, that looks horrible.
Listen to the jelly on that.
Stinks.
Let's monitor the size of this.
Right, hang on, I'm getting a good...
Right.
Oh, that is rotten.
Maybe give it a little mush.
Yeah,
Give it a little stir for yourself.
Dear, oh dear.
Shake before.
I'll try to get
Shake it to wake it.
the least amount of jelly. Are we happy with that? I mean, that's
That's
quite
a heap.
sizable.
Yeah, that's a heap. Go on then.
All right, bottoms up.
Oh, it stinks. Right.
I'm so happy I'm not doing this.
Oh, no.
Get it in, get it in. Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Chew it.
What's it like?
Oh, crunchy.
Why?
Didn't see that coming.
Why is it crunchy?
Classic.
Wow. It's like corned beef, but with I don't know what's crunchy.
Mice
but-
bones, mate. They put it
Yeah, there we go. And that is the end of this week's show. We want your comments, questions, forfeit suggestions, and if you haven't already, please sign up for Dream Team Weekender. There's £5,000 up for grabs this week, and we have a special prize, an Xbox One S and a 43-inch LG TV to give away.
Nice.
So go and sign
this
up,
one, is it?
dreamteamfc.com, and we will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.
Right.